Ian, thanks for ripping that Prime for the second month. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Could disc be good? No, I don't think so. Is there a good meta site for Mythgard? No, not really. There's the site mythgardhub.com where viewers submit deck lists, but there aren't like regular tournaments or anything like that. One of the best ways to get access to some of the better deck lists is the client has a full replay system in it, so you can actually go and spectate some of the players that are like playing in Mithril and Champion to see what the players that are towards the top of the ladder are currently playing. Nice, Fairbanks. Congrats. Alright, so I think I want to play Thieves Bazaar. Maybe I should be done for the day. I guess I still have a 1-drop. Well, I was going to play Thieves Bazaar so we could set up Twinfire Zealot with Frenzy. But, you know, here we are. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Thank you, deck. Mythgard wants us to keep playing, chat.
Let's do this.
Mythgard's like, Jeff, come on. You got this. Alright. Let's put this dork over here.
Locked in.
Demolition nerf barely hurt yellow-green. All they do is 2 cards. Orange Splash to play Dire Benediction to play with your 1 Volition. I don't know what that card does. So, one of the things this deck does is it plays a number of enchantments to make its units have higher attack, and then Frenzy lets things attack twice per turn. So we're basically trying to like play things with Double Strike and then pump them up. Oh yeah, that thing, the fling. Yeah, I've gotten punked out by that one before.
See you in Valhalla.
Huh? Remember one of your other Valkyrie minions dies. So, I think I'm actually going to put the Thieves Bazaar here, which makes this a 3-1, and then I can trade these off. And then I can slide this down, so this can attack for more starting next turn, which sounds good. I think I'm going to burn one of these 3-drops. Play Thane out. Yeah, that makes sense, NKL. I kind of feel like decks like that are probably fine to exist if there's a way to punish them underneath, but I feel like they overcompensated on aggro a little bit so far for my playing. Like, they took away a couple of key aggro cards and made key anti-aggro cards better. Although, they did make this dork lose 1 attack, which was probably a good dial back. What did, there was a community tournament somewhat recently, right? What did the top 8 of that end up looking like? How big was it? Screamy Goat did nothing wrong. Poor Screamy Goat.
See you in Valhalla.
Minions in the opposite 3 lanes have fragile. So my power here in my aggro deck gives one of my things +1 attack. So I'm going to go ahead and have this gain an attack so I can trade this here. And then this lets my Frenzy unit hit their face twice, which is great. Crunch you, crunch you. And I think I'm going to go ahead and burn Screamy Goat off here. And then I'm going to go ahead and coin to play the ifreet out. This comes into play. I get to divination 3, which is like my top 3, and put 1 back on top. I get to go ahead and put cairnhenge on top, because then I get to draw this for free with my power in a turn. That's actually kind of sweet. This divination setting up that. You know, is this deck playing a Riss? The guy that divinations every turn? Or raziel? Raziel is the card I'm thinking of. It is. That card's great with Rainbow's End. Is the big red deck just a worse version of the RO deck at this point? It's been a hot second since I poked at the big red deck. That could be another one I could give a try to today, if this doesn't feel good. Generally speaking, yes, Tom. It is tactically to your advantage to burn enchantments earlier rather than later, so that way you have a higher chance of triggering this. Because when you burn a card, it's guaranteed to not be the top card of your deck, but it could be the second card down, right? So keeping the... Oh, that's pretty good. Actually, that's not that big of a deal, huh? So I get to... Well, that's actually really good, huh? So I have Freki Sidecar here. So I could just go Sidecar here, Twinfire, Zealot, 6U. I could also just Magnus over here and block. Their deck doesn't have rush stuff in it outside of their own Sidecar, right? What are the odds I die if I Sidecar and 7 them? I feel like it's a pretty low chance they +7 me here. All fathers would only be +5. They would need 2 all fathers. I think I'm gonna try and kill them. So this card has rush, and then it gives adjacent minions rush. So this puts them down to 6. Go. Oh, that's right. That's awkward. I'm dead to 1 Allfather's Horn, right? Yeah, because of this. Wow. Oh, they actually just had double horn, so it didn't matter. All right, well. They had double horn, so it didn't matter. I don't know. Maybe the fact that I'm just like so far ahead on cards in hand means that being aggressive there is wrong. So like, they only had 2 cards left and they were down resources, and I still had a 4/4 over here. So yeah, maybe because they were so low on cards in hand, I'm just not supposed to give them that as an out. Also, the fact that I had my 4/4 that was dealing damage to me when I drew cards meant that they only needed 1 horn to kill me there, right? So even if they only had 1 horn, I was still dead there. All right, giant stairway is an easy burn here. I think I probably want to twinfire zealot on 2, demolition speedway on 3. Shuffled in randomly inserted. It's like functionally the same in 9 cases out of 10. Hey, thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Pork Chop. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
Locked in.
So, depending on how they play out, will dictate what we do next turn. Could demolition speedway if they don't give us a blocker. If they do give us a blocker, might elder thane. Or actually, if they give us a blocker that we can trade with, we'll probably trade and then put a twinfire over here. If they play a blocker that requires the demolition speedway to trade with, we might just do that.
Looking good.
Hey, Pieces, thanks for the 3rd of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I think I'm just burning this. And then I get to put this here, which gives it overrun. So I get to go ahead and kill this and hit them for 3. And then I can put eager recruit here, which will be a 4-1 for next turn. Seems fine. Okay. Next turn, we can burn an orange card and get Raziel set up, who can divination every turn. And divination's exceptionally good with our path, because it says at the end of the turn, if there's an enchantment on top of our deck, we draw it, which basically turns Raziel's divination into a draw most turns. I don't think there's really red cards you need in the sideboard, Wargy. Just the main deck I tweeted with the sideboard we previously had is fine. B would be my starting point. Annoying, but not the end of the world. This will trade with my thing, but my thing's going to deal 3 to them in the meantime, because it has overrun from the demolition speedway. And then we'll have a place to deploy Raziel that's profitable. Ooh, was that the best draw in my deck, or was that the best draw in my deck? Get Screamy Goated. So, gives it -1 attack, so it doesn't trade with my thing anymore. Get got. Maybe I'm supposed to play Para-Recruit out over here. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to deploy Recruit over this way, and then I could have Giant Stairway over here next turn. Yeah, that's probably a mistake. I guess I can always just, like, drop Stairway on the goat. It's an enchantment that gives the occupying minion +3/+3. So it's like upgrades all my poopers, a big deal. Having the enchantments next to each other is nice in the event that I draw a sidecar later. So there's definitely some upside to putting the Giant Stairway under the Screamy Goat. Right, that's a stealth minion. All the 3-drop stealth minions trade with this, right? As a 4-1. I'm not forgetting any. Let's find out. Yeah, just a 2-3. I just don't have time for tournaments of any sort these days, Terminal. There's Moto tournaments almost every weekend. It's just dedicating a day off is just impossible. If I do have a day to do Magic stuff, it's probably better, or content stuff, it's probably better to stream. Work. Wonder how big their deck goes. So far they've played mostly lower to the ground things, but they curve all the way up to like perfect grade and stuff. We could be in trouble. I think Modern Goblins is good enough. It was once upon a time. I don't know if it's still okay, but I was definitely impressed with that deck at one point. Huh, there's a sidecar. Hey, Mixinson, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think that deck was fine against Plague Engineer, Percy. The in-game overlay have any known issues? Yeah, it randomly unloads itself half the time. Like now. So I wonder if you're asking if it has the issue because it disappeared. It should be back again. I think I'm probably just supposed to hit this. Then I can burn this here. And I can go sidecar down here. Ifreet. This has rush 2. They get to divination. Let's put another ifreet on top of my deck for next turn, and then smack them for 5. So we're down to 8 here. Maybe I'm supposed to put this all the way down to the right, just so they can't put something here to, like, block this, this, and this. You can click on their profile to see, like, what rank they are. This is quite a bit of a down pair. They're silver. Although, we've gotten thrashed a bunch of the last ones. I'd assume we're on, like, the floor of Mithril at this point. Can you get bumped out of Mithril, or, like, once you're over the hump, are you stuck there, like in Arena? Rank floor? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I bet we'd have punched through that if we had if that was an option. So they gave that life tap, huh? So I can hit them for 5 by pumping this, but that doesn't really do much for me. So I'm gonna hit them for 4. I'm gonna ifreet here. This is fragile. Another giant stairway is great. This is currently fragile from this, or from my goat, so I get to go ahead and hit them and clear that off. This does that. This does that. We're one short. I wonder if I missed a point at some point. I could have played this earlier and probably had extra points, right? Could I have moved the sidecar and then placed something? Could you have moved the sidecar at the 4/4 out of the fire? I, like, moved it how? If I move these, they can't attack. Your units can only attack or move in a turn. You can't do both. No sweeper seems good for us. Unless they have swift. Yeah, swift is a keyword that lets you... Won by the 7th turn. Sick. Oh. I like coins. Actually, I don't have a 100% full account on this game. I think I'm missing like 12 mythics. I think I'm 88%. We go first, eh? Alright, I think we burn... Yeah, let's burn the bazaar and play the recruit out over here.
Reporting.
When you're positioning in this game with an aggressive deck, you generally want to put your units on lanes 1, 4, and 7 to make them hardest to block. However, that doesn't strictly apply in all instances because of things like Sidecar, for example. Although I think this game we're going to go ahead and spread out.
We have a mission.
Cairnhenge is a great free roll there. Looks like our opponent's playing red-orange aggro. So we're going to go ahead and... I think I want to burn an orange card here. I'm going to go ahead and put the henge over here and hit them for 2. And then I'll put this in the middle, and then I'll put the other 1/1 over here. So well spread out here. It's possible, rather than burning the thunderclap, I should have burned the magnus earlier, just because thunderclap comes down a turn sooner.
Hey there.
So this is in my way a little bit. I can go ahead and hit this with my hero power. So this trades. I can play henge here in the middle. I could play henge in the middle, or I could put the twinfire zealot over here. I think I'd actually rather put the twinfire zealot over here, huh? So I'm going to burn this and play the zealot out this way.
Locked in.
Then depending on what they put over here to block, Magnus might be able to punch through it. They burned a Weirvin there, so I assume they have something to deal with this. Otherwise, they would have played Weirvin to kill it. Oak, sure. I think I'm going to burn the henge here. And drop giants in the middle. Crunch, crunch, crunch. My sequencing here is technically inoptimal because I should have traded these to make them make the decision off this draw before they knew I had giant stairway. So I gave them extra information I didn't need to give them there. Opponent's got a lot of cards in hand, but they're also at 7, and we're pretty far ahead on board. Demolition Speedway is a great pickup here. Push through those last few chunks of damage. Was replacing right henge there a possibility? Oh, with the frenzy unit? That would have... Yeah, maybe that's better. Because then I would have killed the tree and then hit them for another 5. Yeah, maybe that was better. I think you're right.
What do you seek?
Huh. Screamy Goat or Thieves Bazaar? I think I'll take the free Bazaar. Because putting that on top lets me draw it here. Screamy Goat's the better card, but this is a free draw if I do that. So it gives me another resource next turn. My deck doesn't need a ton of resources, but if I have extra here, I can just hit my infuse power a couple of times. They're at 4, so we don't gotta do too much more to drag ourselves across the finish line. So exile, sure. So they're dead. Alright, I'm kind of picking I'm kind of into this one. Someone earlier said this deck's good against non-yellow decks. There are a lot of yellow decks in the game, so interested to see what happens if we hit something that has like misanthropy in it. The enchantment aspect, a lot of what these units are doing feels good. Yeah, defending against Magmatar in general is just like super awkward. Infinite giant stairways in our opener feels real bad. Definitely gonna burn one of those to start. This is, there's no mulligan system in this game, which I think is good most of the time, but definitely a little bit awkward. You get stuck with an opener like this. Demolition Speedway is a great pickup. It gives us something to do on the second turn, which we currently didn't have before that pickup. Alright, there's an eager recruit, huh? I guess I could have coined if I was missing. I think I'm going to hold on to Giant Stairways to play down the line. Yeah, let's burn Bragi. I'm gonna put Demolition Speedway over here. Probably drop burn a Screamy Goat, drop the Ifreet over here. Wonder Drug, yep. Well, we got our wish of trying to play against wish granted for asking to play against a yellow deck. I think I need orange cards to burn, so we'll put these Bazaar on top so we get to draw that. Yep, Stairway is very good against Misanthropia. Agree. They suppressed this, so it doesn't get the bonus off of this. Also means I don't take a damage, which is nice. Just like coin and play this out. That's my play. I guess this means that... Oh, they're fragile. I was gonna say, this means they could take this and slide this over and then kill this, but fragile means that doesn't work. Next turn I can giant stairway this, and then kill this, and then crunch them for a bunch. Do you have a misanthropia, misanthropia, misanthropia? That's a giant stairway of your own. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna beat that. I guess if I Magnus here, I like get in the way appropriately. Is there a way to alter what channels get recommended to me on Twitch? There is not a way to hide Todd Stevens, no.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
If they have a way to kill this, we're probably dead. You have a vicious cycle or something like that. Whenever I see his ugly face, if I'm feeling annoyed, I'll click into his channel, and if he's streaming with copyrighted music, I'll report his channel for streaming with copyrighted music. Just because he technically shouldn't do that. He's also scum, but that's also something he shouldn't be doing. So it's the little things, yeah, exactly. Alright, so I can't really afford to have this card around anymore. I can just throw blockers in front of this, I suppose, for a while. I kind of want to get giant stairway set up here. They're at 15 still. That's so much life. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to think about, to articulate, I'm trying to think about like, do I have a way to play around a removal spell? And I just don't. If they have a way to kill this and then smack me, I'm basically just dead. Well, you know, that could have gone better. Could have gone worse, yep. Oh, you want me to play it out over here and just throw chump blockers over here and try and race them? Maybe that is better.
Do we have a mission?
Sure, let's do that.
Reporting.
Go. And then we could just, like, sidecar zealot kill them.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
Well. I'm blaming you for that one, Stiflenex. That one's on you. Are they dead? I think they're close to dead, right? Am I one short? Am I one short of lethal? This is 6, this is 10, 12, 13. I'm 2 short of lethal. Right, I'm 2 short.
Reporting.
If I put the stairway 1 to the right, it would have been lethal. Yeah, that's a good observation. I didn't want them to be able to block both of these things with 1 minion. But yeah, maybe if that was better. Maybe that was better.
Locked in. Hey, oil!
Alright, so dead to a few things, but, you know, we had them dead on board. Go. Dead to the clap. Basically dead to Wonder Drug. Feels bad, man. Yeah, if I should, and we talked about that for sidecar too, right? How you usually want to spread out except when you're sidecarring. So like, if I was thinking about sidecar, if I would have put this over here, I would have been able to. I would have been able to win that. If I positioned my enchantments better, I would have been able to go sidecar into thing. All these booster packs. Try and close out some of those mythics we're missing. Alright, I'm kind of into this deck. We're playing games, and I'm ending games seeing lines that we missed. Which is usually like my threshold for being content with something. What was the second way we missed it, Flame Burst? Nah, blue is you everywhere, chat. Sorry. That's just how this works. Apologies if that tilts you.
Reporting.
Probably purple-green reanimator. It's usually what disc means. A reasonable curve here. We'll play the 1-drop. We'll get to Thane on 2, and then we'll like demolition speedway plus another 1 mana thing on 3.
Looking good.
Frenzy on stairway, Freki next to it, attack for 10, slide Freki over, put Shadhavar on. Oh, that makes sense. So you can the sidecar has rush, but that doesn't add up to 15. So your math is wrong. They're at 15. The goat only has 2 attack now. You got to 14. So that would have been lethal before the goat lost to power. But the goat lost to power in the last patch. Pre-nerf goat, your line is good. So what does this do? Choose a minion. If the choose one minion without notifying your opponent. Chosen minion dies during your turn. Sacrifice this, draw a card, gain 2 temporary mana. Sure. So I'm gonna burn this thane. I'm gonna go ahead and put Demo Speedway over here. I'm gonna put Thieves Bazaar over here. I'm gonna smack you for 7. This is the card that lets you play a card in your opponent's turn. Like I said, definitely more similar to a Hearthstone style secret where like condition, if condition met, thing happens, rather than like instance like in Magic. Welcome. So I can put Screamy Goat here, which will let this 3-1 trade into their 2-4, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and burn the Thieves Bazaar for another orange down the line. So we'll go ahead and say Goat here. These trade. They get to make a decision, sure. Deal. I'm gonna put the henge here. Getting used to repositioning. I'm having a couple of trip ups with this deck because I have to like retool my brain, my aggro brain, basically. Like normally in this game, it's correct to always like spread out wide with the aggro decks. The fact that it's correct to like group my enchantments somewhat, so that way I can maximize the sidecar is definitely tripping me up more than a little. The clap here should be pretty good. Depending on what their blockers are this turn, we'll probably clap plus deploy recruit over here. Yeah, another sword saint, that's fine. Hopefully they like put a biting blade on here to like try and trade up, or the pike. And then we just like clap to clear their blockers and get a lot of damage in here. Yeah. Yeah, like, alright. Do 2 to you and all your stuff. Hit you. Probably just burn thane and play recruit here. I guess this is probably better, huh? It's a little bit bigger.
Reporting.
Yeah, you gotta give him the clap. Easy peasy. I could coin out another recruit. I don't know, is that useful? I guess I could put it like here. Does a 1/1 really do anything at this point? Yeah, never not calling it the clap. You must not have watched us play much blue here. If you watch the blue-red aggro deck, the blue-red aggro deck gives people the clap quite frequently. Maybe that's the defining characteristic for aggro decks I like in this game. Aggro decks that get to play this card. I really like this card, super powerful. Definitely prefer it in aggressive decks to controlling decks. A lot of the decks I've enjoyed most in this game are playing thunderclap.
All right.
All right. I think this is a concession. Yeah. Just it over here. Okay. All right. You know? Slow and steady. Finding our aggro groove here. Need to explore a couple more things. Are there any other cards this archetype tends to play that I'm missing? I feel like I looked it over and felt like we covered most of the things. Is it too aggressive to just, like, coin the twinfire out on turn 1? And then I can, like, cairnhenge it? I think I'm just gonna coin... I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna burn the bazaar and coin the twinfire out. Yeah, and then, like, my turn 2 can be, like, henge this, eager recruit somewhere else and set up demolition speedway for it. For down the line, and then like, so turn 2 can be this, turn 3 can be this, plus this other recruit. That's really rude. Maybe I'm supposed to move this unit rather than deploy there after they do that.
Reporting.
Yeah, that's actually probably fair, Flame Burst. Just like, on the principle of play good cards, stupid. And it's like a random enchantment that like triggers with our path as well. That's probably fair. I feel like To Heaven and Back and To Hell and Back, or To Hades and Back, or whatever it's called, are probably like, should be auto-includes everywhere. Did I just completely deviate from the plan by attacking there? I just completely deviated from the plan by attacking there. The stupid goat. I think we're gonna give up this lane over here. I think I should have just slid this over rather than deploying my own enchantment underneath this. I think that was a mistake. Alright, well now that I did that, I think I'm gonna burn this thane and drop the ifreet in the middle. This card basically says draw a card in this deck, which is sweet, because we get to stack the speedway to the top. Again, I can't attack their face, I'd have to attack their blocker, and because that just kills my thing, it doesn't do anything really, I'm just gonna pass. So next turn we can burn something in like demolition speedway here, and then deploy twinfire zealot. Probably down over this way, with screamy goat plus thieves bazaar over here, are probably gonna give up the left part of the board for the most part, and just try and run them down over here. You're playing mono orange?
What do you see?
Looks like it, huh? Gosh, I have to pick between burning Magnus and burning demolition speedway. There's no resource variance in this game, but probably one of the most high variance parts of Mythgard is how quickly you redraw the things that you've burned. So the fact that I've already burned this thane means I can't burn it again, which means if I want to deploy this twinfire zealot, which I definitely do, I have to burn off one of these. This kills the screamy goat, which has value.
Locked
I
in.
think I'm gonna keep this because the goat's at 2. That's a good consolation prize. Can kick this up to a 3/3 at least, even if it doesn't have overrun.
Dangerous sands.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
I just realized I'm sitting here talking on mute. Whatever. Stairway's good. We might be able to eke out these last few points of damage if we can find a sidecar with stairway. And that.
Dangerous sands.
So these two will trade here. So do this before, because this does 3 to something when it dies, because they were in a desert.
To battle!
Do we have a mission?
I'm gonna put that over here for now, just cause probably want a giant stairway this next turn.
A good life.
Oh, is that unbeatable? I think we're gonna declare that one unbeatable. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so I'm still 1 short.
Reporting.
Again, maybe on the back of a sidecar, we could punk them out here. It might have been right to put this speedway here, honestly, just so if I sidecarred in the middle, I'd have 1, 2, 3 enchantments that were good. This thing regen 2s, right? Yeah, so these two can at least trade for this next turn. I guess if these two trade for this and I like hit sidecar, I can go sidecar recruit, like smash for 7. And this says overrun, so they'll probably bump into here. That's really good. Now I need a sidecar just to beat this. And to be fair, there could be a sidecar on top of our deck. We know it's not an enchantment. Eager recruit. Yeah, gonna call it. This, the one thing I dislike about this deck compared to... when was the last time you tried Ageless? I know they were having... I know the mobile patch was lagging behind the desktop patch. There was a version mismatch at one point, but I believe that's been addressed now. It was like there was a window where the mobile client was out of version with the server. I believe that's been addressed. If you're not already, you should pop into the Mythgard Discord server. There tends to be access not only devs but other people there who are knowledgeable. Burn Scion to start. Play Thieves Bazaar. Make sure you check your whatever app store you use and see if you're on the latest version. Sorry, this compared to the red-blue aggro deck, the fact that this deck doesn't have Panic Raider or whatever that other card is called, I'm blanking on its name. The Ichor Feast, the draw 3. Makes me a little sad. That's definitely one of my favorite parts of the red-blue. Looks like orange-red aggro here for the opponent. I think I'm just going to burn the beast and play the ifreet over here. I would love a free giant stairway, thank you. We do have this, like, we do have this for a little bit of card advantage, but the other one played Journey of Souls, which is a similar amount of card advantage. The rate on Journey of Souls is actually one of the best of any in this game, right? Like, it's a path that draws you a card every... I guess it's not every 3 turns. I was gonna say it's every 3 things, but it's not every 3 turns. It's not exactly the same. Not exactly a direct comparison. Alright, so this is super easy to just go ahead and say, hey, do this here. I guess I could have clapped them to keep my thing alive. Yeah, Journey without a deck built around it is definitely not great. Is it crazy to play Naked Sidecar? I'm really not a fan of Naked Sidecar, but I don't really have anything else good to do with my mana this turn. I guess I could play Naked Beast, but that's really not much better, huh? Naked Sidecar has a huge upside. They're about to Journey of Souls, though, aren't they? Okay, so definitely don't want a sidecar because they have Iron Belly Weirvin. Let's burn Clap and play Naked Beast so that way we trade with Weirvin. Maybe I'm actually just supposed to burn the sidecar there. I could see that. Yeah, I probably just want to burn this back off into my deck until we're a little bit further along. That's bold. Okay, so they think they just get to race. I think we just show them that that's not the case. These are my monsters. They are large. Rhyme time sign. Okay.
Hey there.
Hey there. Okay. Oh, that's really good. Screamy goat giving them the business. Are they dead? They're pretty close to dead, right? So this goes here. This goes here. This is 5. What if I burn this and go sidecar here, ifreet, put thieves on top so I get to draw it. I get to go ahead and hit this and then trade here. I think I like that. Like, I've got 3 lethal threats here, and I've got every lane except for the center one covered. Yeah, Giga doesn't kill this.
Reporting.
Shouldn't have drawn and taken 2. Yeah, maybe that's right. That's fair. All right, they found 3 blockers. Was that a good draw, chat? Shouldn't have drawn. Always draw. There ain't no fear in this dojo. Come on now. Ain't no fear in this dojo. Greatness at any cost, chat. At any cost. And that, complete another mission too. Claim Z's. Oh, wrong cue. All right, let's play 1 or 2 more and then we're going to call it a day. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. We're going to just ride this this orange-blue aggro out to the end. Hey, evening aces. Howdy, howdy. So I've got plenty of blue enchantments. So we're going to burn the Thieves Bazaar here because, again, we generally want to prioritize getting enchantments back into our deck to have a chance to trigger Rainbow's End. They're playing Rainbow's End and Reconstruct. They might be playing Rainbow Root. Yellow. There's blue. Yep. Smells like Rainbow Root. Kind of surprised to see that go in the middle. Maybe they just have multiple of them. I think I'm going to go ahead and burn a thane here. And then I'm going to play henge over here, smack them for 3, and then play this recruit down over here. Probably try and stay away from the center lane, so that way they can't deploy blockers. Because anytime they deploy a unit here, they're going to gain 2 life, so I prefer to encourage them to deploy to the left and the right. Yeah, very likely Rainbow Root here, looks like. Rainbow Root's a 3-color control deck. I didn't even think about that. The volume of streams I do does impact people's ability to farm shillings, doesn't it? I think I'm gonna coin out this Twinfire Zealot here. If I coin out Twinfire Zealot and I get thunderclapped, I kind of curl up in a little ball and cry. Do I play around clap? Yeah, YOLO.
Locked in.
This gets in under Misanthropia, and they, like, certainly have Misanthropia. This Demolition Speedway here is gonna be real good. So we go hit you. Actually, do I just Screamy Goat since they did this? I think I just Screamy Goat. So now I can hit this, hit you, hit you. And then I want to burn something again here. I could have henged here to get 1 more damage. Oh, I put them into Wonder Drug range. Maybe I was supposed to leave them at 10 to not put them into Wonder Drug range. Very possible.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
That's unfortunate. I could have played around that if I would have put the +1/+1 underneath this. I'm burning giant stairway. I can play... I don't really want to play demolition speedway over here, though. Because, like, it's demolition speedway by the serpent's den. Yeah, speedway under the goat kills Magnus, but, like, is killing Magnus a winning line? I could speedway under the goat and hit the snake. And this is fragile, so that does 3 and puts them to 7. Maybe I should have burned the other goat, and I could have scioned here, scioned this, and then killed this.
At last.
Yeah, I don't know. Couple different lines there. Oh, so I want to remove fragile. Yeah, good call. I feel like we're moving towards the I feel like we're moving towards the need to draw sidecar and punk them out portion of the game. And then what do I want to deploy over here? Any of these units could be reasonable, honestly. The twinfire zealot might be the most. I guess Beast survives Misanthropia. No, Misanthropia kind of rails me regardless.
Locked in.
Actually, I guess if they Misanthropia, this will still be lethal, right? Because it'll be 3. So you Misanthropia plus something else. The second demolition speedway might help us punk them out by giving us overrun. Yeah, I think I could get into this deck. I need to scroll through the deck editor or the list of cards and really think about the card selection in this, because I haven't put any thought into it myself. I just copy and pasted a list offline. But can see making this our aggro home in a post-patch world.
At last.
Okay, they're just dead over here, right? They're dead on board over here. Like, hit this, hit you. And Demolition Speedway lets me trample over this. So I need to put a blocker over here. So that's a clay effigy, sure. So that means they're not dead on board, but they will be dead to the Demolition Speedway. Oh, this does 2 over here, too. Okay. Alright, we can beat the control deck when they don't draw Misanthropia. Score. Screams on Scion was lethal. Oh yeah, good call. Because it would have made this fragile, so we'd have hit him. Well, no, the fragile wouldn't matter, right? Because this doesn't take damage. They made my thing a spirit. Unless Jeff is sneaky and does a night stream. Fair warning, there is a non-zero chance I'm gonna do a Tuesday night stream on Christmas Eve. If you're worried about your shilling streaks, leave the stream open Christmas Eve. I might sneak on for a few hours after the kids go to bed. Alright, it's gonna be our last game of the night. Thanks for hanging out today. Nice long stream. I'm gonna be off all weekend this weekend, but I will be back on Monday. Alright, I think we just eager recruit here. Reporting. And then we'll burn a blue card and drop a twinfire zealot. And then we'll burn another blue card and demolition the twinfire, and then play Paris out as well. Playing against red-orange aggro here, it looks like. With Path is interesting. Alright, so I feel like we don't want Sidecar till much later. Bragi's not super useful here, though, either. I'm gonna burn him. I'm gonna play this twinfire out over here.
Locked in.
This card, Demolition Speedway, is like just one of the best cards in this deck, it feels like. Gives you really unique sort of reach, it feels like. Red-orange could be mid-range build. That's true. That's true. There's definitely more mid-range builds. I feel like the more mid-range builds, I guess I've played red-orange mid-range with seasons as well.
What fuck?
So think what I actually want to do here is I'm going to sidecar. I'm not ready for giant stairway. Let's burn stairway. And I'm going to go ahead and sidecar here. Coin, recruit.
Do we have a mission?
Recruit trades here. Hit you, hit you, hit you, hit you. Yes, it's a very comparison to Rancor is very good. I think that's very, very reasonable. And they can't magmatar me this turn either, which is nice. And they're down to 13, and they kind of need to answer both of these at the moment. And they're not blue, so they can't have the clap here. If they can't answer this and put a blocker in front of this, they're going to be in a pretty medium spot. They have Weirvin here. They should be good. They want Weirvin or Trapeze Artist is what they're looking for.
Hey there.
Do they also have Trapezes? Yes. Okay. So they have both. This positioning actually ends up working out really well for us. So I get to play Thieves Bazaar under here, which lets me eat. And this is a little thing. So like my opponent should have played these trapezes here to play around Bazaar. So they're getting a little bit punished for not being familiar with what our deck's doing. We get to play this out over here. And then kill this and hit them for 1. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and burn the speedway here. So I might want a Magnus to clear out these trapezes next turn. If they like slide this over as a blocker. This also leaves me open to be able to sidecar plus thane here though, which is nice. Okay, they are currently inside of winter, so let's burn this thane since we drew a ifreet and drop Magnus over here on the speedway and kill both their things. And then next turn we can sidecar plus ifreet, with ifreet getting an extra point there. It's been a really clean game. A lot of good sequencing decisions in this deck too. All right, I'm into it. I've got a new favorite, chat. Got a new favorite. We are not playing Horn. Not having to worry about winter in a deck is great. Big agree. Are they dead?
Reporting.
Darn blockers. Silly opponent playing well. So this does 3 to them. No, I don't think so, Ghost. I haven't felt like this deck really needs Horn. Is it lethal? How is it lethal, chat? Oh, on this one here, right? Okay, so I do this and then twinfire's 8. Okay, yeah, because this is gonna clear off of this spot. So then I put Zealot here, sidecar next one. This is 8-9. Okay. Good call. The thinking about pushing my own thing off the enchantment to get to use this enchantment with the next unit is not something that's wired into my brain just yet. Thanks for the 7 months, True Calc. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, yeah. We got an aggro deck. I'm happy. We got an aggro deck that plays the clap. I feel like not having heaven and hell might be wrong. I don't even know if I need that though. This is a card we haven't been able to leverage yet that I wouldn't be. Why is this deck 42 cards? We've been playing a 42 card deck this entire time and I just didn't notice. All right, now I'm a little tilted. I'm a little tilted that I imported a 42 card deck and didn't notice. Because 0% chance that that's correct. 0% chance that that's correct. This card doesn't seem super necessary. I think I'd cut that. I think that's an easy cut. Maybe a henge is a cut. I don't know. I'd have to sit here and think about what the other, because remember when I said I just copy and pasted a list and hadn't done anything? So I like what this list is doing, but we should definitely not be playing more than 40 cards. All right, I'm gonna hit. I'm done with content for the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We live for like 9.5 hours. I'm gonna hit a quick ad break to meet my quota, and I'll be back on Monday. I'm not sure when we're gonna fit in Mythgard. I'm just kind of fitting it in as time permits. So make sure you're following me on Twitter and stuff to know when we're changing over to things. So catch all y'all around later. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend. Happy holidays, folks.